Hello children, welcome back. Yes, last 2 weeks, not last two classes we dealing with industries, isn't it? And also last class we studied about some of the major industries. First one, iron and steel industry, and cottage industry, cotton textile industry, then fishing industry. So that three industries we already completed. So today we have to study one more very relative industry started that is in this 20th century, that is, yes, IT industry, information technology. Yes, that we have to study today. And also what are the how to control this industrial pollution, which are the pollutions happen due to these industries, and we have to study how to control this industrial pollution. Okay, so we have to study first, we have to study IT industry. Okay, shall we start? Begin. Okay, good. Next, relatively new industry, it is information technology, IT industry. Okay, that is a relatively new modern industry, that is a IT industry. The information technology industry is a new industry. It includes other things including the IT industry. It includes everything that is necessary to process, store or transfer information in a digital form. This IT industry include that is necessary to process, store or transfer information. That is the main thing. Transfer information in a digital form, like modems, telephone services or computer software, like that. It is transferring the information. And later half of the 20th century, see the development of certain electronic devices and software that made it possible to get information faster, cheaper, and relatively ever before. That before we are not getting this information. This information is very quickly we are getting in this IT industry. Okay, so the early computers, that is about the IT industry. So it is a new industry, and it include the necessary to process or store and transfer information in a digital form. And the early computers were extremely expensive, large, and need a lot of space. That earlier computer, you see in the earlier computer the size like TV also. The earlier TV, big size it is. Now it is LED TVs are there, LCD TVs are there. But the same way, computer also, earlier computer are very big, and also earlier it is very expensive and size also very large, and to keep that computer we need lot of space also needed. And the invention of a small electronic device called integrated circuit or chip changed a lot. So slowly, so when we have invented the computer, then new changes is happening to that technology. And earlier computer changed into a small sized computer by the use of chip, that is integrated circuit or chip. It changed a lot. That is when we are earlier computer is in large and expensive, and the invention of the small electronic device called integrated circuit or chip changed all along. A tiny chip, what is a chip? It is a chip can outperform a room full of old computers. The development of chips led to the availability of small, powerful and affordable computers and related equipment, which was one of the key reasons for the growth of IT industry. So development of this circuit, the invention of this chip, that changed a lot in the IT industry, and which is a metal used into this chip, it is, that is silicon. That is a picture I am showing, it is silicon. Okay, then next about the saying about IT industry is a basically idea driven. Basically this IT industry is not making about what is it doing, this giving many ideas, and like that it is helping every field. It is named this IT industry. So the IT industry is basically idea driven. It need visionaries with ideas on how to use it, to IT to change the way to we live and work. So it changed a lot in our life and also work also, and it needs those who are willing to risk their money to develop an idea into a working product. It's giving a risk for developing an idea into a working product. and it need a large number of trained people in engineering, computers and related field. And this IT industry need many trained people we need for this IT industry. So engineering, computers and related field need. So automatically it is succeed at places where there were many good universities. Where there is many good universities related to this training, we started the new industry, that is IT industry. And research at these universities helps to generate ideas for new IT products. So automatically these universities, trained people getting from these universities help to generate the ideas of new IT products will come out. So in addition to this, availability of telecommunication facilities and inexpensive manpower also needed for this IT industry. Then good system of telecommunication and also inexpensive manpower also needed for this IT industry. So everything related to information and also need a good ideas. So it need visionaries with ideas, and also it need those who are willing to risk their money to develop an idea in working product. And also it need large number of trained people in engineering, computers and related field. And there is also needed for IT industry what it is, availability of telecommunication and also manpower also needed for this IT industry. That is why it is called IT industry, is basically idea driven industry. Okay, clear? Why it is called, it is idea driven industry? We're related to ideas and also those who are trained people and also the facilities of telecommunication. All these things are related to this IT industry. Okay. Then where is the first IT industry began? Silicon Valley in San Francisco Bay Area and Santa Clara Valley in California is the place where the IT industry began. Where is IT industry started? San Francisco, that is Silicon Valley in San Francisco Bay Area and Santa Clara Valley in California, place where IT industry began. And also we can see that our Apple, Google, Facebook, all these companies are started in this California, America it is. Okay. And the development of the microprocessor by Intel led to the development of the personal computer. And other IT countries are that we can see Intel, Sun, Cisco and many other like IBM, Xerox, then open development of facilities. Here it's at these places, and the development of the PC, my personal computer, that by Intel led to the great change happened, that is PC is also started by Intel company. And at present there are IT hubs in USA and other countries like Israel, China, South Korea, India, etc. But not only started in this America, that is California and San Francisco, and this development of the microprocessor by Intel, all these things changed, spread this IT in other countries also, not only in America. At present, IT hubs in not only in USA and other countries like Israel, China, South Korea and India also one of the leading IT companies are there. Okay, then IT industry is Silicon Valley is diverse, different way we can see all these places. Some companies they are concentrating, some companies are concentrating, all the things are not done by one company. So different related to this IT industry, different things are done by the different industries. Some companies develop the building blocks of electronic device like chips, and using which others make hardware like computers and printers, and whilst others will make develop software. Like that, it is diversities. Not all the products of these computers are done by one company. Not different companies are concentrated in one product. So that is why some of them are concentrating in making of chips, and some companies are give importance for making hardware. Some of them are making to software. So that is why IT industry, it is diverse way it is making the products. At present there are IT hubs in many places. We already seen which are the places, that is in China, Israel and India, also South Korea, Thailand, Switzerland, Germany, Japan, Canada, and like that many of the countries of the world started this IT hubs. Okay, then what about India's IT company? India's IT industry mainly develops software for foreign companies. So we are making what we are concentrated. We are making software. So we are already told some companies are give importance for different parts of the computer. So Indian IT industry give mainly more importance given to the software and for foreign companies, that is India IT industry. And our main IT center, it is in Bangalore. It is our main IT giant of Silicon Valley, that is in Bangalore. But the industry thrives in India as a large supply of trained manpower, and the Indian companies can develop software at a much lower cost, and we are giving manpower to the other countries, and at the same time not only manpower, we are developing software at a lower cost. This we are giving more importance for this our, and Bangalore is the main center of the IT industry, and we are giving more that our center, it is Bangalore, and among the other centers are Hyderabad, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, Noida, and other places. Also the and different other companies are TCS. What is TCS? Tata Consultancy Services, Infosys, Wipro, etc. Some of the IT companies in India. So this is a small description about the IT industry. That is a relatively modern industry. It is, that is the IT industry, and IT industry, that is earlier, that is mainly, that is related to giving information. Okay, so like information giving to the computers and software, that we are giving information to every field in our every industry need this IT, with helping of this IT field. And also we can see that it need give manpower, and also that ideas also given to the needed for the IT industry. And this is a main place we started this industry, that is in San Francisco and in California. And so by the development of the personal computer, that is a great change also happened in the IT industry. And first started in USA, and other countries also started this IT industry. When which are other points we studied? Yes, and it is a diverse one. So all the different companies are related to the IT industry. Companies are making different products of this IT products. Some of them are engaged in software, some of them are engaged in hardware, some of them are making chips. So like that, it is diversified. And India's industry give more importance for software, and also giving manpower to the other countries, and which is our main center of the IT industry, that is in Bangalore. And which are the other important companies in India, that is Tata Consultancy Services, Infosys, Wipro, etc. some of the leading IT companies of India. Okay, so we studied about some of the then this is a Silicon Valley of Bangalore. So then before studying about the industrial pollution, we have studied this lesson related to industries. So beginning onwards, we studied about industries, location, types of industries, and need, what are the need for the industry, importance, other things. And after that, we studied some of the industries. All the industries in the textbook we didn't study. We give more importance to 4 industries. Which are the industries that you give study only? That 4 industries: iron and steel industry. Then after that, we studied, yes, cotton industries. Then after, fishing. Then now we studied about the IT industry. Okay, information technology. So these, in this lesson you have to study in the major industries. These 4 major industries you study. Other things you can just read out, you are for getting information. Okay, then after that you have to study about the industrial pollution. We started, many industries are started in our country, not only in our country, in all the world. So automatically what will also, along with these industries, pollution also increasing. So what are the, which are the types of pollution due to industries? Different types of pollutions are the air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, noise pollution. How this industry is making this pollution in this. So we have to study about the how these industries make air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, and noise pollution. We are seeing that it is coming out smoke. Okay, so automatically pollute the environment. So how it is polluting the environment, that we study next. Okay. types of pollution. Air, how this industry is making pollute the air. Factories pollute the air by giving out fumes containing harmful gases like carbon dioxide and toxic things are making into the air. So automatically what will happen, air will be polluted because of the this polluted air, that is which is greenhouse gases, mainly it is carbon dioxide, so that will be harmful to the environment. So this is making the pollute the air. So industries coming out these especially this carbon dioxide outside, so automatically we need oxygen. So the percentage of the, normally we already studied the percentage of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is very less only, that is only needed, we need more oxygen. But because of this industrial pollution, industries, what is factories coming, it is sending out, yes, carbon dioxide, so automatically air will be polluted. So that is one of the making the industries make air become polluted, that is air pollution. The next about the water pollution, how these industries make water become polluted, that is wastewater. We already studied that at location it is near to the, we need for industries water is needed, and for cooling the machine and also for other purpose also need. And wastewater from the factories contain many harmful things like toxic chemicals, grease, oil, etc. will pollute the water. So all these things are going to the water bodies, and usually it discharge into nearby water bodies. These things are sending out, and automatically it pollutes the water. When it is allowed to seep into the ground, it pollutes the groundwater. So automatically going out to the water bodies and automatically join into the groundwater. So that also groundwater also to be polluted due to this industries. Okay, so industries also making water pollution. Okay, how it is, wastewater from factories contain many harmful things like toxic chemicals, grease and oil which pollutes the water. Okay, so understood what about how industries making air pollution and water pollution. Okay, the next it is soil pollution. How it makes soil become polluted due to these industries or big by factories. When factory was waste containing harmful substances is burnt, buried into ground, makes the soil gets polluted. When factory waste containing harmful substances is buried in the ground, automatically buried in the ground, that will the soil, it will be polluted. That is chemical fertilizers, pesticides used in the farming activities also polluted the soil. When we are adding the chemicals for easy growing of the plants and everything, we are making the pesticides and everything by the factories are making all these things, and then we are using into the farming purposes, automatically we are making into artificial things, we are putting into the soil, automatically the soil will be polluted. So this also making the soil become polluted, that is called soil pollution. That is when factory waste containing harmful substances is buried into the ground, makes the soil gets polluted. How it is buried, that is the chemicals and pesticides using in farming also polluted the soil. And next one it is noise pollution. Noise, how will become noise become polluted, that when we are hearing the some of the vehicles also making big exposure of this loud noise, that also harmful to our ears itself. So this is also a type of pollution, noise pollution. Long exposure to loud noise is bad for health and also harms many animals. And also it is not only for us also, it also harm for the animals also. The machines used in many factories are extremely noisy and thus harmful for the people and animals living in the surrounding area. So this also affect our environmental become polluted by this noise pollution making. So noise pollution also from the noise from the factories making harmful to the human being, not only human being, animals also to be affected. So these are the different types of pollution happen due to industries. Which are the pollutions? First we studied about air pollution, especially carbon dioxide, and next one we studied about water pollution, that we are sending the to the water bodies, automatically water bodies and also groundwater become polluted. Then next one we studied about the soil pollution. When we are adding these things, chemicals, pesticides, and also the harmful substance from the factories also buried into the soil, everything will make the soil become polluted. And after that we studied about noise pollution. How the noise pollution, the loud exposure of the loud noise making problem to the health, that is our ears, not only for the human being and also for the animals also it affected. So which are the four type of pollution? Air pollution, yes, water pollution, soil pollution and noise pollution. Clear about the different types of industrial pollutions? Okay. Then next we have one more thing we have to study, how this to control this industrial pollution. How we can control the industrial pollution? Different ways. Some of the way, only 5 ways only. Many ways are there. We have minimum we have to study 5 ways how to control the industrial pollution. First one, it is industries, especially the more polluting ones, should not be set up in densely populated area. Polluted, many pollution things are, we are already seeing which are different types of pollution. So that type of industries not to set up, not to start densely populated area, because more people are living in that area, so no need to start these kind of industries. So we can, that is why we are location is very important. So ideally, ideal place for started this industry. So they should be grouped together in far away from the residential area. Normally we can see residential area. Normally we cannot see any industries, because government won't give sanction for start this, because residential, because these polluted things will come out from the factories. It will be harmful to the human being. So that is why first how to control the industrial pollution. Industries, especially the more polluting ones, should not set up in the densely populated area. And second one, people living near an industrial unit should be made aware of the risk they face. That means sometimes some of the industry, when we have started industries a little bit nearby residential area, it is that people should aware about the risk factor of this living in that industrial area. They should also be told what to do in the extent event happened, the accident exposure happened. What all things have to do, have to give clear idea, knowing clear idea about those who are living near to the industries. That is very important. So to control industrial pollution, another factor, people living near an industrial area should be aware of the risk factor of this they have to face. Sometimes it happened, any accident happened to that industry, anything explosion or happened to that time. So people should aware about all these things, those who are living near to the industries or factories. And next one, it is industries should not hold large stocks of polluting and dangerous material. Normally for industry many things are needed. Some of the things are dangerous things, some of them type polluted thing. So should not hold how much stock, don't make too much stock, don't keep it in the factory. How much needed, that you have to, otherwise if it happen, that is problem will happen to everyone. So that is why should keep only the how much stock needed for that industry. That means should not keep large amount of stock, especially about the polluting and dangerous materials. There should be proper arrangement for storing, handling and disposing of such material. So that is why sometimes the investigation, random investigation will happen to these industries and all, because whether they are doing the things proper way or not. Otherwise it make a large problem for the those people. So that is why there will be inspections will be there in the industries to check this, whether they are keeping, storing, disposing the such things are keeping properly or not. There should be a system of quickly detecting leakages and alerting the people alert. So if it is any problem, it is there, should inform the people, those who are nearby to that industries or factories. That is the main thing. What industries have to do, should not hold large stock of polluting and dangerous materials. And the next one, it is to control industrial pollution. Harmful exhaust gases produced by factories should be stored properly to prevent leakage. So when they are producing the factories exhaust gases properly prevent the leakages. So especially liquid waste should be suitably treated before being discharged into the environment. The concerned authorities should make enforce the laws for these industries very strictly to made for this. So then only we can control the industrial pollution. And next one is very simple and it is very important one, that is planting trees around the factories to reduce air pollution, because plants needed carbon dioxide, so polluted, because automatically we are already studied air pollution, automatically industries producing carbon dioxide. So if you are planting trees, it is good for the environment. So planting trees around the factory to reduce the air pollution. These are the some of the factors to how to control the industrial pollution. Okay, so say with me, which are the measures to taken to control the industrial pollution. Yes, industries, especially the more polluting ones, should not be set up in densely populated area. Then second one, the people living near an industrial unit should be made aware of the risk they face. And third one, industry should not hold large stocks of polluting and dangerous materials. And the next one, harmful exhaust gases produced by factories should be stored properly to prevent leakage. And the last one, planting trees around the factories to reduce the air pollution. These are the factors to control industrial pollution. So clear about the industries. So I think all of you got just a idea about industries, where the importance, need, location, and which are some of the major industries, and what are the which way the pollution will happen due to industries, and how to control these industries. Just I think give an idea about the industries then. Okay, okay. Then write some short notes. What are the conditions required to start the IT industry? Related to IT industry, that is relatively modern industry that we are seeing about the IT industry, newly developed industry. And next one, difference between air pollution and soil pollution, and write any three measures to control industrial pollution. You should write the short notes in your notebook itself. Okay, yes, now we have to study the second time position. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.